What's up, everybody? I'm Jonathan Sewell at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise. And for this Mazda news update, we're talking about the 2021 MX-5 Miata with pricing released and feature changes, exterior, interior feature changes. So we're going to jump right into that in just a minute. But before we do, I think it's worth mentioning, not really a sponsor, so to speak, but if you are interested in making a move in your career, the Mazda Toyota manufacturing plant near Huntsville, Alabama is hiring. If you'd like to join the amazing team of two fantastic manufacturers all in one place, of course, I'm sure you'd work on one side or the other. However, they are now hiring. So you can, it's as simple as Googling the Mazda Toyota manufacturing. It'll take you, the first link here will take you to this page that you see below. And that's a pretty cool logo for this new plant that is going to be opening up soon. So, of course, this is going to be, I think, over a $2 billion facility, over 4,000 jobs, and making over 300,000 vehicles every year. 150, split 50-50. So a lot of great things coming. And of course, more on the Mazda news update side, we have heard that it will be not only a new crossover, but probably going to be an electrified crossover. So not too sure other than that, but that's the information we have so far. So we will jump into the 2021 Mazda MX-5 Miata after this. All right, we're back, and we're talking about the MX-5 Miata 2021 news last week released by Mazda USA. And we're talking about over 30 years of a vehicle here, this awesome little roadster. And this being, of course, the 4th generation. We are just moving right along with new material, new features, and it's just getting better all the time. So if you're going to be around for over 30 years, you're always going to make some fine tweaks and fine adjustments. And for 2021, the biggest changes that we have, well, before we jump into that, let's talk about some pricing because we're going to see some new changes here. So let's jump into the pricing. Starting off with the soft top sport MX-5 Miata, the 2021 entry-level MSRP, base MSRP is $26,830. Now that is a $250 increase from 2020's $26,580. And what features do you get for that change? Now you have standard Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So we've seen a bump in technology for $250. Plus, there's probably some parts and materials upcharges with production expenses and things like that. So $250 year over year is not really that big. And if you were to add the CarPlay, the parts alone are $199. So really that's not too bad considering we now have that standard. And we'll continue to see that standard on more models, which is very exciting. So if you want to go from the Sport MX-5, which of course the 26,830 is a manual transmission, for $1,350 you can upgrade to an automatic at $28,180. Now all these prices of course do not include the $945 destination fee or $990 for those of you in Alaska. So a little bit further or a little bit farther to go to Alaska. Upgrading to the Club goes to, again, manual transmission, $30,290. And the $30,290 you see with the Club, of course, gets Bose, some other upgrades from there. So a lot of good features, and you can add the Brembo BBS Recaro package to the Club manual transmission for $4,470. So something to keep in mind there. The automatic from the Club only goes to $30,890, so a $600 increase is not too bad. Then the ones that we carry or stock the most is the Grand Touring. The manual transmission in the soft top is $31,770, and the Grand Touring automatic is $32,295. That's the soft top. Now, a couple of other features that we'll talk about before we jump into the RF or the retractable fastback. We talked about Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. When you go to a Grand Touring, you get wireless CarPlay. Wireless CarPlay. Wireless CarPlay. That's right. Wireless CarPlay, previously only available on one US Mazda model, the Mazda 6. Now it'll be two Mazda US models, the MX-5 Miata Grand Touring. So I'm really excited about that. Anytime you can do more wireless features, I say go for it, especially in the Miata, because you don't have much space going on, and who wants to worry about plugging in stuff and having a long cord floating around? So wireless is pretty awesome, and I hope you're as excited about it as I am. I'm sorry for the time. I might as well go ahead and add this. I'm sorry, but for now, no wireless Android Auto as far as the information I have. Sorry. I know that that's relatively new for Android Auto, and for Android 11, I think, is the operating system that requires that or enabled that. But maybe that's coming in the future. So I know I'll get some comments on that, so I thought I'd go ahead and say that. The other thing that I'm very excited about, I think I should save that for later. So let's go into the pricing on the Miata RF, and then I'll jump into some of the color differences that really have me excited. So to get us started with the Miata RF, of course, you're only able to get that in Club and Grand Touring models. So basically Club, Grand Touring, then automatic or manual is your choices there. And just to remind you, this retractable fastback retracts and closes in 13 seconds both ways. So time it. The 6-speed manual transmission starts off at a base MSRP of $33,045. Going to an automatic is $600, just like on the soft top, so $33,645. The Grand Touring is $34,525, going up about the same to $35,050, so $525. I think that's about the same. $525. So not many changes there when you go from manual to automatic. So it's really your preference. Most people say manual, but I think an automatic with paddle shifters is not too bad either. Just depends on what you're comfortable with and what you're going to be doing with the car. Let's jump into the colors and trims, because I'm really excited. The Eternal Blue is bye-bye. So, no more Eternal Blue, which is not that big of a deal, because we're getting Deep Crystal Blue. Deep Crystal Blue on the Miata, I think, is going to be very nice. And I'm really excited about it. The first one we have on order, which unfortunately I checked it earlier, and looks like it's going to be a January arrival. Mazda USA did announce when they released this pricing last week that there will be models arriving in the US by the end of the month. That must be on the West Coast side, because I don't even think mine's going to make it to port until about the second week of January, and I thought I got in fairly often on the ordering here. So we'll see how it goes. And sometimes, they want to hype things up, and it may actually only get to port over on the West Coast by the end of the month and not actually reach dealerships before the end of the year. We'll see. But Deep Crystal Blue Mica is going to be awesome. I'm excited about that. I did like the Eternal Blue on the the RF is the one that we stock the most, and it looks pretty good. But this Deep Crystal Blue is going to be fantastic. And it's going to have, the one that we ordered is going to have white Nappa leather, a new addition. White Nappa leather is replacing the red Nappa leather option on the Grand Touring. So you can get Deep Crystal Blue on the Grand Touring, as well as white Nappa leather option on the Grand Touring for $300 for the white Nappa leather. Of course, Soul Red Crystal and Machine Gray, because of that extra paint treatment on the doors, is a little bit more with the white Nappa leather option. But it's fantastic color combination and contrast from a dark navy blue to the white interior. I think it's going to be awesome. So of course we're losing the red Napa leather also because of the white option. The sport tan leather is gone as well. So you just have the white or the black option on the Grand Touring. And I'm excited about that because we are going into, let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Are we really 6 years in on the 4th generation? Man, has time flown. 6 years in on the 4th generation here, the ND Miata, MX-5 Miata. And so it's good to see some color changes, some interior changes, and shake it up and mix it up a little bit so you can do very special things or special years that you want to purchase. So I'm excited about those changes. Really no other changes. So they made some big changes last year with some new safety, some other options. Actually, it may have been in 19 when they did that. It's hard to keep track now. But 19, we know that we got a backup camera and also 181 horses. So we're going from that to now some new exterior, new interior. And last year's was pretty nice with the red. I'm excited about the white. So I think that's, for the most part, all I've got to cover here because the Miata is not too many changes are necessary for the Miata. So, or MX-5, as some of you know it. We call it Miata over here. But excited about these changes, real excited. Of course, as soon as this vehicle comes in, whether it's the end of January or whatever the case is, you know there'll be a video on the channel. So that's all I've got for the Mazda News Update. Don't forget, if you are interested in moving to the great state of Alabama, closer to me, and going to work for Mazda Toyota Manufacturing. Again, just to keep you updated, I am trying to get access to that facility, especially when production starts, maybe before, but especially when production starts and things aren't so hush-hush or quiet on what's going on, so that you can have some access and some look, especially for those of you in other parts of the country and other parts of the world. I think it'll be real exciting stuff. So, if you're interested in maybe a career change or maybe relocating to North Alabama and working, again, for not one, but two great, awesome, fantastic motor manufacturing companies, go to Google and search Mazda Toyota Manufacturing, and that first link there will take you to their career options page, and you can fill out an application. That's all I have on the 2021 MX-5 Miata. If you have any questions or comments, as always, drop them down below, or you can call or text me at 334-718-0504. I'm Jonathan Sewell Sales here at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise, Alabama, and I'll see you on the next one.